Good. Why don't we call the meeting to order? Whenever we're live.
We're ready.
Okay. All right. Item 2, adjust agenda. Any adjustments? Okay. Approve meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay. Discussion. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, I forgot the second.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. So we're good. Here, citizens. We have anybody on Zoom?
We do. We have a lot of people on Zoom, but
Oh, I see. Is that Kelly?
yep, and Steph.
Okay. So we have here citizens. Is anybody? Kelly, I guess you want to wait for the Graven field? Okay. Alrighty, so we'll go on to item 5, review and discuss draft plan for Graven field. So we got a couple plans up here. I'll go ahead and present them. So this here, this was the flood study that the engineers did a couple months ago for Graven Field. And you can see here they show the 10-year flood extent, which is basically the fields. The 5-year, which is all through here. And the 2-year is basically the river. So you can see that, you know, the floodwaters come here, take a right-hand turn, feed it downstream to the river. And what the engineers recommended for remediation situations.
Cam, are you able to step a little to the side so the camera can pick it up?
Yeah, sorry about that. You need to go over this again?
Nope, I have it pulled up on
You
my-
got it, okay. So here we have Route 103. They're calling to, there's a lot of flood debris in this area, and there's also a culvert that runs across. And I think that the idea that they have is to grade this area and fill this trench in to get the floodwaters to sort of spread out across the field. And then they're calling to renaturalize this whole area here. That's the green monster. Any questions so far? Great. Then to the remediation plan. We basically, this is the existing trail here, moving part of it back away from the riverbank as close as we can get it to a 50-foot buffer. The stream bank along here is eroded, so this would be stabilized with live staking, which is basically taking branches of like red twig dogwood or pussy willow and putting them into the ground, and then they root out from there. And then here we have parking for 18 cars and also snow removal storage. And then you have the sort of entrance into here with the kiosk that has all the information about the history, and trail use, and all that stuff. And then this is the big mowed lawn area that could be used for like passive recreation, gathering, all sorts of, you could play soccer, you could have youth soccer, youth baseball. And showed here, you follow that line, that's the existing, or the old Little League field. And over here too, the light post is there. And then we would have a gravel path that goes around the perimeter of the lawn area for accessible wheelchair access, walking, people who don't want to walk on the hiking trail. And then with the plantings, we're going to use all native trees, trees and plants that you'd find in a floodplain. this is just a preliminary list, like red maple, weeping willow, hackberry, red oak. The shrubs would be like red osier dogwood, winterberry, black chokeberry, elderberry, and salix discolor. And then these areas here, that's all around the plantings, that would just be, let that go natural, no maintenance. There could be some areas that you could do wildflower plantings in. And then this area, of course, is all the forested area around it. And there's a culvert here that could get removed and just have a low spot, because that seems to get jammed up. So anyway, that's sort of, in a nutshell, that's what I came up with.
Looks good.
Oh, thanks.
Nice
It
job.
looks beautiful.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, and it's like doable. You know, it's not going to be a big, expensive project. All these trees and shrubs can be bare root. You know, maybe get a grant to get some bigger ones. Of course, the green monster would have to come down, which is, it's kind of falling apart now a little bit, and it's only going to get worse. So.
Tim, I know you mentioned there would be no maintenance in the forested area.
That's right.
Did we talk about some simple, we're not gonna mow or anything like that, but some simple, like managing for knotweed, managing for invasives by hand, no herbicides. Maybe down toward the south area where I've been working with the Cavendish Elementary School, Margot Caulfield. Down in that area, doing more, maybe a potential goat grazing as one of the tools in the toolbox to manage knotweed. Have some community days where we're in there, pulling some, I know there's barberry in there, there's several other understory types of invasives, but that can all be hand pulled. The knotweed's gonna be an ongoing thing, but.
Right. And there's some knotweed in here as well, and then all through here.
Yep.
And this area, it's kind of gotten all kind of lumpy. I think when the floods came through, and it made like kind of big lumps of soil. So probably grading this area off again, getting it leveled out.
According to the engineer's suggestion, one of the things they suggested was pulling those two culverts you mentioned under the road, and then any material that needs to be removed from the recreation space or from the graded space over to the west could be used to fill in some of that old flood chute.
Right. They must have built that when they did Greven Field to keep the flood waters away from the field. And this culvert, I took a look at it. It's going to take quite a bit of grading to get this area low enough in here to drain that culvert. But a lot of that material could be used in that, that big long ditch too. So, but definitely some earthwork to be done. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and the path will kind of use the existing, that driveway that goes around the back of the Green Monster. Try to utilize that as much as possible. So,
Was there a little bit of river access just for like wading and river viewing?
Yep, right through here.
Where it is right now, or has
Pretty
been?
much, yeah. And there is another area like right in here. It could be as well. It's kind of has more of a beach. So that's it. So next step, we'll just present it to the select board and then see what they say, make any changes, and then hopefully start implementing. So I guess we'd have to get Kelly, the whole idea with using goats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
to get an estimate and like a 2-year plan. I have a ballpark figure for another project I'm working on in Norwich right now, so I'll reach out to the lady in Londonderry and see where she's at in terms of her herd and mobility, and see if her estimate comes in pretty close.
Okay. Sounds good.
As far as money goes that's available, sounds like from our last meeting, Rick said it's like between $6,000 and $7,000.
That's
something
what
like
I
that.
understand. Yeah, that's my
Which-
understanding.
I mean, to have a parking area and the plannings, obviously, like Kelly's working on the grants, but that's not gonna go very far.
No.
So,
I mean, we could use, smaller bare root stuff. That's pretty inexpensive. I know, Kelly, you may have some ideas just for species as well, and where we can get them.
Yep.
Sources.
Yeah, I like to use either Red Start Forestry. They do $6 to $8 per stem bare root, and they're probably around 3 to 4 feet tall. So they're a good size. Intervale up in Burlington, they can get taller ones, but they're going to be more expensive. But then they're like what we've been putting in at Fletcher, so they're more like 6 to 8 feet tall.
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean.
But also bare root. But if I can go get them, put them
Mhm.
in wet sawdust for a day while we get ready to plant.
Sure. Sure. And it's a long-term project, so you're not going to see a lot of growth. Like within 5 years, I think, oh, okay, we'll see. Now we see what's going on. And then I think overplanting it too, because some aren't going to make it. They're going to get browsed or whatever.
Just not survive. Yeah, I had a forester helping me on a project at one point. She said it's when you're planting new bare root stuff, it's sleep, creep, and leap. The first year it's just gonna sleep. You're not gonna see much. You think it might have died. The second year it's gonna creep with some growth. You'll see some leaves and stuff. But then the third year and beyond is when it really starts to show appreciable growth. So we just gotta be patient with that.
Right.
And then some mortality, as you say.
Yep. Okay, great.
And then that mowed area for the real low impact recreation, Tim and I were talking about just not mowing it. We're not talking about stripes. We want deep roots to help that soil be nice and absorbent when it rains. So we're talking probably a 3-inch.
At
Yep,
least,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
3-inch height, I should say.
Right.
So we're not going to be scalping it to within an inch of its life. It's not going to be manicured.
Not at all.
A place for disc golf or something like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a bit. And they're also too showing a gate, because you don't want to have access, having a gate right there. And then the plantings will kind of screen the parking from the field, and also keep people from hopefully driving over into the field.
Right.
And DART, I believe, uses that field occasionally.
It does. So
Okay.
you'd have to have access for an ambulance to get out to it.
That's right. Yep. Which the gate, they could use that. There's plenty of room for a helicopter to land.
I mean, because of the way it is now, they've been landing in the road, but
Mm. Then eventually, it'd be nice if it gets a lot of use to have it plowed. People use it in the winter.
Yeah, that'd be a nice place to do some cross-country skiing or snowshoeing or
Sure.
winter wildlife tracking. It could be all kinds of fun.
Yep. Okay. Any more comments or questions or?
Looks great to me.
Good. Yeah. Hopefully, we can get it done here within the next few years. Pretty sad looking now. It's all overgrown. Yeah.
Got lots of potential though.
Sure does.
There may be stuff growing in that field right now that we can utilize in those plantings too. So if we do it at the right time, we can
Right.
dig up certain things and just use them right there. We don't even have to pay for them.
Right.
They're volunteers.
There's quite a few locusts starting. Locust trees, which are great trees, but they grow like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Wish they'd knock out the knotweed.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you guys.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'll email you the plan and go from there.
Super. I'll get reconnect with the goat lady and see if I can get some more more solid information.
Okay,
All right. Thanks. Be well,
All right.
everybody.
all right,
Bye.
Bye.
bye-bye. All right, so we'll go on to item 6, discuss the town plant surveys. We have a couple of samples, one from Cavendish, 2012, Windsor, West Windsor, and Reading. So I figured we could just go through each one and kind of see what we like and don't, and then cut and paste at some point. Want to start with a town survey, the 2012, the Cavendish one?
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
That looks like an easy one to go through and answer.
It seemed pretty simple from looking at a couple of the other ones.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they need to be pretty simple, direct
I
questions.
think number 1 needs to stay number 1.
Agree.
Which, are you looking at this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you full-time,
Are you,
part-time,
full-time, yeah.
non-resident?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And would this be a survey that we could put on, obviously, do it when they come out and vote, but is this something we're gonna send like a card out to them, or it's gonna be like something they can go on the town website?
Probably both, right? I mean, we won't mail the full survey, but there'll be like a QR code. And it'll be available on the web town.
Yeah, we talked about doing like SurveyMonkey or one of those, but then there's people that don't know how to do that, so we don't want to leave anybody out. So
Right.
maybe there's some hard copies here at the town.
And say
Sure.
worst case scenario, they're paying their taxes. There you go, grab a survey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that we have time. It's getting pretty tight at the town meeting. That's only a couple of weeks away, though. So we may have to wait.
And number 3, we already have a website, right? That one's, we don't need that question, right? Does the
Right.
town have a website?
Yeah, it's not applicable.
Right.
It's not applicable
Right.
in a,
Same
at
with
the
former.
number,
Yep.
right?
All
Yep.
4, pretty much says for town meeting.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm just going, it's about business roads. Okay, housing is number 17 and 18. That's obviously very important.
Right.
Could we modify the number 4 to be Grevens Field?
To be what?
Grevens Field.
Right. Yep, we could do that. Probably the housing should be up front too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely move the housing closer.
Yeah. I mean, we could have a question, should we have subsidized housing? Or affordable housing? Get people,
Paid for by, whose subsidy? The town or the other government?
it would probably be
It's
like
usually state.
state, yeah.
So in the previous survey, it actually addressed that as types of housing in number 18.
Ah,
It addresses section 8, group homes, mobile homes, multifamily, cluster homes, single family. It asks, how do you feel on a scale of whatever?
right. Strongly favor, against.
And number 17 was answered that most people thought there was affordable housing when this was done in 212.
Or
That
no
answer's
opinion.
No
changing.
opinion, yeah, but definitely more. I'd be fairly confident that would be very different right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cluster homes on small lots sharing common land. I mean, there
There's
seem to
one
be-
that we know of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's,
And I don't know what the speeding has to do with
Which number? You got?
number 15. 15 and 16, it says is speeding a problem. That doesn't really have anything to do with the town plan, in my opinion. That's more of a,
Yeah, 15 and 16.
you know,
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
but it could be more of those areas that need some sort of additional infrastructure. Like, I saw sidewalks somewhere in here. That's one that I think is,
On number 19,
important.
it seems like we've already just gone through that,
Yeah, I was just gonna say the
investigating the
subdivision.
subdivision process.
well, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find out.
It's on the town meeting, yeah, it's on the warning. So I'm
And-
looking,
Yeah.
almost 28% said yes. 36.4 said no. And about the same for no opinion. So
It's up in the air.
it's pretty close. At least it was back then.
Mhm.
The only hard part is we got like 178 people doing that. You get more people on a Wednesday night on the green. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
We have recycling. I'm wondering what the question is
Yeah,
about
you take that out.
I think that's, yeah, irrelevant.
Which number?
number
Number
21.
21.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and the same with 22.
Yeah. We can simplify this a little bit.
Yeah, the ordinance doesn't really have anything, again, to do with the town plan.
Right.
Looking at 23, the answers to most of that's all covered by Act 250.
And
Cell
24,
towers,
the
wind
signed
turbines.
ordinance too, that,
Right. Well, we have our enhanced energy plan too, so.
Which allows for a lot of this stuff
Sure.
on
Just
here, so
gives us-
that's,
Yep.
yeah.
It gives us, the planning commission and the town more oversight. So I don't know if we need ordinances.
yeah, or do we need 25?
It's in number 26. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do we need number 25?
Yeah.
Well, the obvious answer should be always.
Yeah, and we're already doing it.
Yeah.
It's part of,
But 74% use local newspapers in 2012.
Well, hasn't that changed?
That's changed.
Does
I
anybody
like that
get a
it's
newspaper
60%
delivered
word
to
of
the house
mouth.
still?
I read the
60%.
Vermont.
I know, but so you do get it delivered to the house, or you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I read it, but I read it online.
Talk about people scrolling these days. Well, it used to be you just sat down with a cup of coffee and read the newspaper in the morning. Now you get your news a little bit through other means.
Yeah, yeah.
I watch it on
Oh.
YouTube.
It's all online, yeah. Yeah. A lot of different ways to get your news these days.
And only 7% use the town notice board.
Where's it located?
In number
the
26.
office, right?
Yeah.
And,
One of the properties were green and one the other side.
yeah, I suppose, yeah, people that live in town,
Would,
you know, they
could
could
see
probably
it.
look at it, yeah. That live in the villages and do a lot of walking. Web blog, number 26, is that even a thing?
What was the question about?
was this
A web
It
blog.
probably was in 2012.
12.
12, yeah.
I don't have my notes on what we discussed, because we did discuss some things before about what we thought should go on the survey, just kick some ideas around, and I know business was one.
Oh,
It was
right.
pretty heavy. Education was one. Housing.
I think an interesting question too, if you look at the Reading Town Plan, they did the same first question, full-time resident, non-resident, whatever. But
And
then
it
they
was
also
age.
did an age one, which is kind of interesting.
Mm.
Gets you more
well,
your
yeah.
demographic.
I like that actually.
Mhm.
Because that's gonna tell you what your demographic is without the census, which when was that?
I
done
actually
last?
like 3 too. That's a good one as well. Right, for the town of Reading, because it's asking what way you want to be informed.
Well, the state, we're all getting older. It's mostly older folks now. I mean, one question is more services, how do we deal with like services for elderly? Is there a question that didn't see if there's
I
one in
think
here?
Reading, has something
Yeah.
like that. I was just going through theirs. I also like their number 5 about employment.
Mhm.
It's basically just, do you live here? How old are you? What are you doing? Yeah, this whole first page on Reading, I think is great.
And then they kind of followed up on some other things because they're like responded to the 2011 town plan survey, and so they kind of circled back to what they already learned and re-asked the question. And then number 10 is a very specific question to their town, which if we had something specific that we were trying to really narrow down.
Are we still on the Cavendish one?
No, I moved
Reading.
Reading.
Oh,
Sorry,
Reading.
I
Oh,
moved
that's
to Reading. Sorry.
Reading page, she jumped to page 3.
Ah, gotcha. 10.
It's very specific. So if we had something that was, very pointed, we could do something like that. Don't ask them question 13. We already know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
They're not saying anything about the water.
That isn't really on the town
Probably
plan.
should, just to address it.
Oh, it's probably already been addressed by now.
Yeah, I mean, the water's much better now.
My ice cubes don't say so.
Really?
No, you still?
I'm
Yeah.
just knocking on wood just in case.
Off and on day to day, it's either yellow or clear.
Really variable.
It's interesting. Question 4 is a lot of the things.
Reading?
Yeah, that we talked about for our energy.
What number?
Like 17,
4?
18, 19, 20. They're just trying to find out like your energy plan. And you can tell that they're trying to answer all the questions in the plan.
That's
Talking about
exactly
electric
it.
vehicles.
Like everything on there is
It's-
exactly what we
what
talked about
was
in the
in the
energy
plan.
plan.
This is just 2020.
So they hadn't done one yet.
So these really don't need to be in our
No.
Yeah.
We already
our
have one.
thing. So we can scratch those.
I mean, the whole carpool thing, I don't think there's enough folks that work at the same places.
Right.
You'd be amazed though.
Oh, yeah?
Just to go
People work
by,
at Dartmouth.
go drive by the park and ride in a Scutney at 7 in the morning.
It's like
Mhm.
You can't usually find a parking spot.
kidding.
It's full nowadays. And a lot of it, they're not riding the bus. It's just you got multiple people working in one direction and they all hop in one car.
Yeah, that's true.
I see a lot of, because I drive by every morning now, and I have for a long time, but you'll see multiple companies that, say it's a sprinkler company, you'll see 2 or 3 of their trucks parked, and they can put 3 guys in one truck and go do a job versus paying for 3 trucks to travel all the way to the destination. They don't need them there.
Right. Yeah, that definitely.
Cut down on fuel and
Right.
carbon footprint.
Right. I guess I was thinking more of like in Cavendish.
Yeah, no, I just,
Yeah.
but some of those guys, I know 2 of the trucks that usually park there, and those guys live in this town.
Okay.
And a lot
So-
of people will grab not as much now, but the bus that goes from that park and ride to Dartmouth to both the hospital and the college.
Yeah. Because I think that's it. The bus will hit White River Junction, and the second stop is at everything's going.
Mhm.
Going back to the Reading plan, number 26 about fuel use and energy efficiency, are those things that we would want to still include even though we have,
I think it would be good, we talked about the energy plan and not knowing some, like, we already qualified, but there was a lot of stuff we didn't have
We
the
don't know.
information
You
for,
gotta
and that was
think
one of them.
Since the last time we did one, you gotta figure since 2012 how many people have exactly what's on that wall. Because
Heat
efficiency.
pumps, yeah.
I mean, that's a big heating and cooling option.
And that was some of the things that we had to check off on the list, right, in the energy plan,
Oh, right.
was how you were heating, whether you had solar panels, like, so 27 kind of hits on a lot of those things, like energy efficient windows, doors, all those things.
so
Mhm.
put that in there then.
And then you'll be able to check off more things for your plan.
Right.
So incorporate, in some fashion, number 26 and 27 out of the Reading plan.
Yeah.
And then 28, related to the housing, we'll put that up front.
I do like the way that they asked our question better.
Which one?
28, do you feel the current housing stock serves all income levels? And then 29, they gave you 5 choices.
Yeah, I do like that.
I like the way they did that. It gives you just a little bit more detail.
And then 30 is options to address it.
Oh, interesting, there must have been more, because it says top 5 responses are listed below, so there had to have been more options.
Well, if you go to the very end of the survey,
Mm-hmm.
they
It has
have, I think, everybody's
Oh, gotcha.
handwritten options. That's why it's such a long
Yep.
document.
Gotcha. Number 40 is a good question also. I feel like you can skip all the education stuff not knowing where that's headed anyway.
Can't find 40 yet.
It's on page 7.
Page 7.
Sorry. Page 7, last question.
Oh, there you go, okay.
Yeah, a lot of those are still issues today.
Mm-hmm. And then the rest is just the answers.
Mhm. Mhm. Here on 9, comments. I don't think that anyone has the right to hurt another with smells or noise. That is why I hate snowmobile and motorcycle noise smell. It hurts my ears and disturbs hibernators. Wow, okay. It is not someone's right to disturb others. Why don't we become a destination for cross-country skiers?
How you gonna
That's it.
plow the
I got grooming.
cross country? Yeah,
Exactly.
groom the trail. That's okay.
Well, the snow machines are getting quieter now anyway, with 4 strokes.
But it's interesting just knowing Reading and all the flooding they went through, like, I bet some of these questions would be a lot different.
Mhm.
Yeah, over by like where the dentist over on towards Brown Schoolhouse Road. And that road was impassable.
Yeah, or even down at the bottom on the main road, at the bottom of the Fletchville Gulf.
At the bridge.
Yeah.
The field is half gone and
Right.
But the one thing I can say is where they've got that art shop, they left the way it carved out the falls there in the
It's cool.
stone, which is
Yeah,
in the
it's really
winter was really cool to see
Mhm.
when it first started freezing.
Something interesting about this survey, the Reading survey, is it refers to, would you support additional taxes for this, that, or the other?
Mhm.
You know, where would you like your tax dollars to go, which I think is interesting. And, you know, regarding infrastructure, there we go, number 33, sidewalks, landscaping, marked crosswalks, septic systems, public water supply. Surprisingly, there's quite a bit of yeses. It's very even between the yeses and the nos for a lot of the improvements.
yeah, you have to wonder if that's based on where they live in the town.
Yes.
You know, are you way out
Yep.
or are you in the village?
There are a lot of thoughtful answers in here.
Mhm.
Preserving our school, preserving a community, property taxes, property taxes, and more property taxes. Real estate taxes may force people out.
Yeah, I do like how the Reading one is worded.
The only thing is, in a lot of the questions, it is
Like fill in the blank.
it's fill in the blank. Yeah, it's not like a,
qualitative, not quantitative.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. Which is good. I think having a combination maybe of both,
Mhm.
you know.
It's a really hard issue to regulate housing pricing.
Mhm.
If somebody builds a group of houses or a group of houses, it's the market that sets that. It's not a board that can say,
Yeah.
well, I guess unless you have Section 8 or something of that sort. But
Well, there is some funding out there. You just have to have somebody come in that has enough money to put up to build that sort of house,
Mhm.
and then they can rent it at a certain rate. Can't go over that, and then they have to hold it for 5 or 10
so
years.
if you have a contract to do a certain, there is that ability. to
There's,
do
yeah, like, I can't remember what it was. I wanna say you could get $20,000 to $50,000 per 1 or 2 bedroom unit, towards construction or renovation, even like a granny flat or something like that.
Mhm.
And then you have a limit on what you can charge, is it?
Yeah, you have to rent it to somebody that qualifies, that's like, I think it was, low income based, need based.
But for a young couple with a couple of kids who both parents have jobs and you know, just
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
a family that doesn't fall in that category.
I will say
hard
it's
to
pretty
regulate.
generous. I was surprised when I saw the income rates, you know, for a family. The more kids you have, the more money you can make and still qualify for for that type of housing.
Mm-hmm.
And-
That's how they did a lot of what they did in Springfield when they redid all of
Yeah.
Westview. I mean, that place was falling in on itself, and somebody did exactly what you're saying, and it's now,
Is
one,
it
it's still
thriving?
affordable, but two, it's all been redone, so it's actually a really nice place
Yeah.
compared to, it's all cleaned up. I mean, that place was really, really bad, and now it's, you drive up there, it's a nice community.
Good.
Are they individually owned, or the owners?
Or rented?
Or
Yeah.
rented?
I think they used to be.
And it's
I knew a
all,
couple
it's
of them.
100%
They bought them.
income based.
It's not like that.
So,
I mean, it'd be nice if like people could, could buy them, get them into the market. I mean, maybe with new technology, 3D printing, and maybe those housing costs will come down in the future. Modular homes.
Yep.
I've seen some advertised recently. They're, quite basic and they're very affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I still like the tiny home community. I thought that was cool. That's what my daughter's plan is. Except for I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to move it there. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean that's a big craze now, the tiny homes.
Like she said, it's a simple way of doing it, and it's almost like in a sense, almost like a trailer park.
Mm-hmm.
Except for you gotta have a high efficiency place to put it there.
Right.
Takes up less room than a mobile home.
And you're not getting hammered in taxes. I mean, again, in Vermont though, if you have it parked year round and it doesn't move, you pay a tax fee. New Hampshire doesn't do that, but Vermont does.
If you have a what?
So if you have a camper and it stays in the same place for 365 days out of the year,
Okay.
you pay a tax
Oh,
for
okay.
it to sit there. The landowner, if it's a campground or whatnot, they charge you a tax. There's a tax for it.
Hmm.
Where if you take it and leave it and it's only there for 364 days a year, you don't pay that tax.
Hmm.
So like any seasonal, if it's kept there for the 4 seasons, you're paying a tax to have it sit there. In New Hampshire, they don't do that. Because it's kind of, my camp's in West Stewartstown and sits there year round and there's no tax. But the guys that are in Canaan, Vermont, they pay tax. And it's just the other side of the river.
Okay. So what do you think? I mean, should
A
we-
lot to consider.
Yeah.
Lots of good things.
Yeah, I think Reading, there's a lot of good stuff. West Windsor seems really like narrowed in on certain things they were asking. They're very specific
Yeah.
to their town. Although they do have a question about aging in place and about your residents getting older.
How do we proceed from here?
I think coming up with our own, kind of combining all these.
So we should each go over there and do some pluses and minuses and then get together with
Yeah, I mean, if we want to go over them before next month in more detail, and then everybody kind of marks theirs up, and then we can kind
Sit
of
down and come to agreements of what ones we like,
Yeah.
who's got the most check marks next to it, and we add it.
Yep.
I made some notes just on each plan of what we liked out of each plan.
Good.
Oh, awesome.
What I can do is just put together some bullet points,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, for the next meeting,
Good idea.
and
would
then
be
we can
great.
discuss it and then fine tune it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
I think that's probably the easiest thing to do is just to start there, and then we'll add to the categories and figure out how the survey is going to work.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on this? What do we have? old business. Old business, new business. The only thing I have on the Mill Street, the state did reply. I just got yesterday. I'll send it out. They are still having concerns. Basically, it sounds like if they left, they could still put a structure there because there was one pre-existing.
One though, not
One.
two.
Would it have to be the footprint of the pre-existing structure? Yes, no?
Not necessarily. So it sounds like they might be okay with just one with a sewer connection, but not two. So,
But is there permit still for a deck?
yeah, I don't even know now. They got that letter the same time we did. And so they may be reapplying. But I told Rick that, he and I ought to go before we schedule a hearing, make sure that their application is complete and all the information we need. So,
Because a shed versus a dwelling are much different.
they are. Yeah. So I'll go ahead. I guess you want me to wait until we actually get a hearing to send everything out? Or do you want it now?
I mean, is there more information coming in?
Only maybe their application, if they,
Yeah, I mean, I maybe
Okay.
wait until we have a complete application.
yeah,
Other thing that would be very helpful is to have plans that we can look at, because I think we're all trying to look at these on our phone
right,
and didn't have a printout or a copy of anything, and it's difficult to
right.
to look at the project that way.
That's
So,
right. Yeah, and have them in, 10 days before the hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And enough copies so everybody gets one.
Yeah.
that's right. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see what they want to do. That's it for old business, new business. Does anybody else have anything else they want to discuss? Okay, motion to adjourn,
Make a motion.
second.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.